Hello students, we have discussed different type of methods for estimation of national income, and today we will discuss about GDP deflator. But before explaining the term GDP deflator, we should know real GDP and nominal GDP. In 11th standard, there was a topic that is index number. In the index number, we came to know that index number can be estimated on the basis of base year price or constant price, or index number can be estimated on current year's price. So just like that, national income estimation is also on different basis. If the national income is estimated on the basis of base year's price, base year price is the year of comparison. Base year is the year of comparison. If we are talking about real GDP, then real GDP refers to GDP estimation. What is it? It is real GDP refers to estimation of national income or GDP at the prices which are constant, at the prices which are prevailing during the base price. When we are talking about base price, it means the prices are constant and we have to take the price of that year only, on which basis we are going to compare. Okay, that the base year is the year of comparison. The GDP on real basis, it means we have to, real GDP refers to GDP calculated at the prices prevailing during the base year, or base year, once again I am telling you, the base year is the year of comparison. Okay, remember one thing, that real GDP can be measured or calculated at base year's price at constant price. Market value of final goods and services produced within domestic territory of a country during an accounting year, but it should be estimated by using base year price. That is called base price, and base price is a constant price which remain constant throughout the calculation. We have to assume it, we have to take the constant price, and constant price is of the price prevailing in the base year. Nominal GDP refers to the GDP which is estimated at the prices prevailing during the year of estimation, and this year is known as current year. It means when we are talking about nominal GDP, it means we estimate the income at current prices. Okay, or the definition for this nominal GDP, another definition is there: market value of final goods and services produced in the domestic territory of a country during an accounting year, as estimated using current prices, current year's prices. This is all about nominal GDP. We have to focus on the prices which we have to take for the estimation of national income. First one, we have to keep in our mind that real GDP will be estimated at constant price or at base price, and nominal GDP will be estimated at current prices. The prices of current year. Nominal means current year's price, real means base year's price or constant price. This is the only difference by which we can easily understand the concept of real and nominal GDP. GNP deflator or GDP deflator. If the national income is at national basis, then it is known as GNP deflator. और अगर हम इसमें डोमेस्टिक इनकम या डोमेस्टिक प्रोडक्ट्स को ही इंक्लूड कर रहे हैं तो ये आपका GDP डिफ्लेटर होगा. बट हाउ डू वी कैलकुलेट द वैल्यू ऑफ नेशनल इनकम इन टर्म ऑफ डिफ्लेटर? तो डिफ्लेटर के लिए नेशनल इनकम, GDP डिफ्लेटर या GNP डिफ्लेटर, अगर आपको नेशनल इनकम कैलकुलेट करना है देन वी हैव टू टेक, तो इसको सिंपल एक ट्रिक बता देती हूँ याद करने के लिए. नॉर के सूप्स वी ऑल आर यूजिंग एट अ होम. तो नॉर आपको याद रखना है, नॉर NOR. ओके, व्हाट इज द ट्रिक? आपको याद क्या रखना है? NOR. यहाँ आपको इसका रेशो लेना है. NO मीन्स नॉमिनल एंड R फॉर रियल. नॉमिनल GDP और नॉमिनल GNP डिवाइड बाय रियल GDP और रियल GNP मल्टीप्लाई बाय 100. ओके, डिफ्लेटर और GNP डिफ्लेटर मेजर्स द एवरेज लेवल ऑफ द प्राइस, एवरेज लेवल ऑफ प्राइसेस of all the goods and services that make up GNP. GNP deflator is measured as the ratio of nominal GNP to real GDP multiplied by 100. This is the definition of GNP deflator. GNP deflator or GDP deflator is quite different with GDP or GNP estimation. But how do it differs from GNP or GDP? The deflator term, when we are talking about deflator term, it means we are taking average level of prices. Okay, there is average level of prices of goods and services that makes up GDP or GNP. For the estimation of GDP, we are taking market value of goods and services in domestic territory or in an accounting year. Okay, when we are taking these values on the basis of current year, it is called nominal GDP, and when we are taking market value of goods and services at constant price or at base prices, it is called real GDP. And when we are taking the ratio of nominal and real, it gives us the average level. Okay, this is giving us average level of prices of market value of goods and services which are produced in a domestic territory and which we are using to make up GNP or GDP. This average price level is deflator. This is GNP deflator or GDP deflator. And the formula to calculate GNP deflator or GDP deflator, the term we have to use, that is NOR. NOR means NO. NO is for nominal, this is for nominal, and R for real, multiplied by 100. Nominal GDP divided by real GDP into 100 gives GDP deflator. Nominal GNP divided by real GNP multiplied by 100 gives you the GNP deflator. Sometime instead of GNP deflator, in a numerical problem, we are asked to calculate current price index. So remember one thing, that current price index is also GNP deflator or GDP deflator. It may be GDP deflator or it may be GNP deflator. Okay, if we are asking about to calculate current price index, then it means we have to calculate GDP deflator, and the formula is the same, NOR, nominal GDP divided by real GDP multiplied by 100. One numerical problem is there, and the question is, if real GDP is rupees 200 and the price index with the base 100, and if the price index is rupees 110, calculate nominal GDP. So we are given price index, that is GDP deflator, and the formula to calculate GDP deflator is GDP deflator or price index equals to NOR, nominal GDP upon real GDP multiplied by 100. But we have to calculate nominal GDP, so we will solve this formula to nominal GDP. Nominal GDP equals to real GDP will be transferred here and 100 will be transferred. Price index multiply real GDP divided by 100. After putting all the values of price index and real GDP, the price index is given 110 and the real GDP is given 200, and the base year, the base price, that is 100, and it is already given 220. 0 से 0 कैंसिल हो गया आपका, 110 multiplied 200 multiplied 2, that is equal to 220. This is the nominal GDP. Okay. One more numerical problem we will. Next numerical problem is given that if the nominal GDP is rupees 1200, if the nominal GDP is rupees 1200 and the price index is GDP Deflator with base is rupees 120, then calculate real GDP, and the formula is price index equal to nominal GDP upon real GDP multiply by 100. Now we will put all the values which we are given in the question. Price index is given 120, nominal GDP is given 1200, divide by real GDP, it is not given, we have to calculate it, multiply by 100. Okay. Now after solving this for real GDP, we are getting 1200 divided by 120 multiply by 100. 1200 divided by 120, we will get 10. 10 multiply 100, we are getting 1000, and 1000 is real GDP. One question for self-assessment of students. The question is, if the real GDP is rupees 300 and the nominal GDP is rupees 330, then calculate the price index with base 100. It means you have to calculate price index or GDP deflator.